Hey y'all. Okay, so let's I can't even say this with a straight face, okay? All right. So as you probably know, and if you don't know, then I'm telling you for the first time that narcissists like to ruin holidays. They like to ruin your birthday. They like to break up with you on the day that your dad died. You know, you failed a test that was you really needed to pass it for your career and you failed. That would be a good day to dump you. That's the type of shit they pull, all right? Um, Anything that is upcoming for you, like, you know, a big deal, something that's a big deal to you, they will do everything they can to mess with you, make you lose sleep, um, cause you to fail this test because you've been up all night arguing with them for petty reasons. Believe me, they come up with silly ass reasons, childish, silly, petty reasons to argue and fight because that's how they get their cookies off. So let me tell you what happened to me. First of all, my birthday is this month, October 25th. I will be 21 again. Hey, it's my birthday. I could be whatever age I want to be. Anyway, and it reminds me of the time that I was seeing this individual, did not know that they were a narcissist at the time, but boy, did I find out. So I looked into an upcoming, I had a doctor's visit and made the mistake. Let me go to that. Had a doctor's visit, made the mistake of bringing him with me, and that was a big mistake, massive mistake, because he asked the doctor questions like this procedure was supposed to happen to him. He made my doctor's visit about him. That's what they do. So he's coming off like a concerned partner when in reality it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with don't put the spotlight on anybody but me, okay? So after that point, I decided no man is ever coming with me to a doctor's visit or anything similar because you fools don't know how to act. Anyway, move right along. So fast forward to I had a surgery scheduled and he wanted to be there when I was going to talk to the surgeon. And I said, no. Because the last time I made the mistake of bringing you to the doctors, you acted a straight up fool and you made the visit all about you, and I'm not going to tolerate that. So, absolutely no. So he decided, and then, oh, wait, and then he says, well, who's your surgeon? I said, that's none of your business. Well, I know it's a female surgeon, and I know there's not that many female surgeons in your area, so blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And I'll get her to tell me stuff. I said, even as you talk that stupid shit, that that is a HIPAA violation, and that my doctor, even if you found out who she ain't gonna tell you nothing. That's a HIPAA violation. You know that. So good luck with that. So this was the first time that I could remember where I actually had say so because I was always visiting him in his area so I could get away from my area, okay, which I wouldn't advise. Make them get off their ass and come to you. But I kind of enjoyed the getaway and everything. So when you tell them no and you put a boundary up and you put your foot down, and no matter what they say, you're like, I told you no. Because, like I said, you acted a fool the last time, so you will not be a part of any of this. So, this is what he did for retaliation. Are you ready? This is what he did for retaliation. So called, quotation marks, retaliation. So, he ghosted me. So, like, okay, so what happened was I was going to have surgery first. And then a week later was my birthday. Okay. So he decided, oh, she got two big things coming up. She got surgery and she has her birthday. So this is what I'm going to do. So he decided to ghost me before my birthday and before surgery. Well, the surgery came first. Before surgery and before my birthday. I guess he thought in his small little pea brain that I wasn't going to have a ride from the hospital. First of all, I managed to find a ride immediately, so that was not a problem. So you tried to screw me there, that didn't work because the hospital's not going to release you without you getting a ride. And no, you cannot drive. You're under the influence of medication, anesthesia still. You ain't driving nowhere, so you have to have a ride. So I took myself out for my birthday, which I've always done every year for I don't know how many years I've taken myself out. I buy myself a corsage. I take myself out to eat. And I buy myself my favorite magazine, which is Cosmo magazine. I like Essence magazine also. Nowadays, Cosmo is inundated with tons and tons and tons of advertisements. It's more advertisements than articles. So I'm no longer a diehard fan of Cosmo. I still like it, but come on, with the advertisements, it's ridiculous. Okay, so anyway, so he thought, I'm going to ruin your birthday, and you're not going to have a ride from surgery, so you're going to be screwed on both counts. Wrong. That would be wrong, sir. I took myself out for my birthday every year. So you doing a ghosting, a little sissy move, ghosting beforehand, that don't make no difference in my world at all because I still require me to take myself out for my birthday. None of y'all. Okay? I don't need y'all. And the past couple of birthdays I've gone out, a friend of mine took me out to eat, like for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years he's taken me out. So like I don't really need your punk ass. And as far as my surgery, I lined up a ride immediately. So I never spoke to him again. There was no need to speak to him again. He ghosted me and I blocked him. Cool beans. Okay? I remember another time we were at his parents' house and we were talking about his dad's previous cardiac issues. So I said, well, how are you doing now? Is your medication working for you? Do you feel better? Et cetera, et cetera. This fool over here, we'll call him Ghost since he ghosted me. Ghost decided smack dab in the middle of the conversation between me and his dad, he decided to interject something that had nothing to do with what we were talking about because he didn't appreciate that we were into a conversation that didn't involve him. So I'm going to inject some stupid ass topic that ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China, and I hope to distract you from the conversation because I need to be the center of attention. I don't care about my dad's heart issues. He's been in the hospital and had surgery. Whatever. What about me? Typical freaking insensitive, cold-blooded, selfish-ass narcissist. Good God, they're everywhere. They swarm like ants. So when he ghosted me, he did me a favor. Oh, let's go back to the conversation with me. So me and his dad are engrossed in this conversation, serious conversation, and he injected something that was so dumb, I honestly can't remember what it was because it was so stupid. And I whipped my head around and I looked at him and I said, what does that have to do with your dad's heart? What does that have to do with his cardiac issues? And then his dad was like, okay, guys, okay, like let's not fight about it or whatever. They know their son is off. Okay? This is another thing that some of them will do. They memorize everything. So because they have, or what they think is a good memory, they just remember stuff and they parrot it back. So they just repeat what they heard and they're trying to come off like, see how smart I am and see how unsmart everybody else is, right? His dad said in front of him, he said, yeah, he had problems in school and, his teacher thought he was kind of slow. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't get red in the face and get really mad when his dad said that. And I was puzzled by that because he always came off like he was so freaking smart. And then I realized after I was no longer involved with his dumb ass that he's just a parrot. He memorizes everything he hears or reads and then parrots it back like he is the worldwide book of wisdom. I know everything about everything. All you just gotta do, just throw a question at me and I'm good to go. I know the answer. When in reality, he's just a damn parrot. And I've seen evidence of him being slow. when he was working on his car and he was getting in a bad mood because he couldn't figure out what was wrong and he was getting more and more mad and he started snapping on his son. And I told his son, I said, BJ, leave your dad alone. He's in a mood right now. Just leave him alone, okay? Honey, he worked on that car for about an hour. He's getting madder and madder and madder. Come to find out, he had no idea what in the blue hell he was doing. His dad came, we were at his parents' house. He's working on it in the driveway. His parents came home from wherever they were. His dad was like, what's going on? He said, oh, I'm having problems with da-da-da-da. His father fixed it in less than 5 minutes and walked away. Mr. I'm so smart. I'm a walking encyclopedia. Okay. Really? Really? Another thing that some narcissists would do, and this is what this one in particular did, they have topics that they are obsessed about and they will not let them go. And that is very, very, very irritating, especially when I told your ass that I'm not into that. So he has an obsession with guns. I nicknamed him Guns with a Z because of it. Obsession with guns. He will grab anybody on the street, a total stranger, and start talking about guns. I mean, it's freaking weird and twisted and bizarre. Ammunition and guns and the power of the gun and the power and the power and the power and this type of gun and that. I said, that is a guy conversation. I'm not a guy. I don't want to hear it. I'm not into that. Okay? You need to talk to another guy about that. And y'all can sit here and argue about which gun is better and more powerful because I don't really give a shit. I was getting irritated because he kept bringing it up over and over and over again. And I know that he has guns in storage because he mentioned about having stuff in storage. I guarantee you he's got probably an arsenal in there with all kinds of ammunition, which are expensive as hell. Weapons are not cheap. They're not $5. They're not $25. Weapons are expensive, I'm pretty sure. But yet when we went to the movie, me, him, and his son had to try to share a small popcorn because punk-ass bitch wasn't going to part with his money. I told you they love money. I told you this. But he'll turn around and buy how many guns? Because that benefits him. The popcorn, he could care less about the popcorn. He's more into the guns. So he liked to talk about, he was obsessed with politics, he was obsessed with guns, he was obsessed with ammunition. They just grab onto these topics and they white knuckle those topics and they can't let them go. And they will bring them up as often as necessary until you decide you got two choices. You can either stop bringing that up with me or we're done, and you could go find somebody else who wants to hear that crap 24/7 because I don't. Okay? People who care about you and who are not twisted in the head, they're not going to step on your toes like that. They're going to try to get to know you. What the freaking hell am I even talking about? I know. You got to kind of care about somebody beside yourself. I know it's really, really, really weird. I can't talk. Odd concept, okay? You gotta care about somebody beside yourself. The person will get to know you. Well, what are you into? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? And they want to talk to you about your hobbies because they're intrigued with you as a person. It's not about them. It's about you. I want to get to know you. I want to have a relationship with you. I want to have a long relationship with you. I want to have a lifelong relationship with you or whatever. So you want to get to know the person. You're not going to be like, oh, by the way, let's talk about my favorite topic. Guns, yay! Who the hell told you I was into that? And no matter how many times I said it, he kept bringing it up whenever he could. Idiot. Total and complete idiot. Wow. Another thing he did, which he thought was comical, which I find in retrospect, I didn't think much of it. But when I look back, I realize how freaking utterly disrespectful it was. I'm so used to people being horrible, so that when someone does something horrible, to me, it's not really horrible. It's like par for the course, and I have to kind of untrain my brain with that, and I'm doing better with that. I really am. I fired people after the first conversation. Didn't even meet the person in person. After the first conversation, I was done. Okay, so I am getting better. I am working on it. I'm a work in progress. But we went to this park or this whatever, and we were kind of exploring and walking around and, checking out the woods and all this other. And then he sneakily decided with his son to go to the car when I wasn't paying attention. And then the two of them took off and left me there. And they hid the car, so I didn't know where they were. They were gone for probably about 15, 20 minutes. And so, because I grew up in a traumatic situation, my childhood was extremely violent and unpredictable and crazy as hell. I start thinking the worst case scenario. So, I'm very good at, okay, we just got hit with this. This is what we need to do now. I'm very, very, very good at that because I've had no choice growing up. If this escalates, this is what I need to do. Because the way it's going, the direction it's going now, it's only going to get worse from here. So I'm very good on my feet with boom, boom, boom. This is what I need to do. So I'm thinking, what if this mofo don't come back? Will I be able to spend the night out here? Will I be okay spending the night out here? I don't think I had my cell phone with me at the time. I don't think. I think it was I might have been in the car or something. I'm not really sure. Make sure you have your cell phone with you at all times in case somebody does something really off the wall, okay? Under the guise of it's a joke. And he eventually reappeared. But anybody who is normal in the head would not think that's funny. They would look out for you. They would take responsibility for your safety. They would make sure that you're not in the woods and you just got bit by a freaking snake, for God's sakes. You didn't fall and twist your ankle. They're going to be concerned about your well-being because you are with them. Somebody twisted, however, is going to be like, watch me do something childish and asinine and put you in danger at the same time because if something happens to you, I'm too busy hiding to know what's going on. Really? Ooh, child. Like I said, they're something else. They are something freaking else. But like I said, he tried to ruin my birthday. That didn't work. He tried to screw me for my surgery. And that didn't happen either. I got a ride immediately. So I was good to go. Nice try, bitch. Anyway, love you guys. Take care.